Bobcats dressed in their, I guess you call it baby blue uniforms and white trim. They're the visiting team under head coach Clark Maloney. Zachary Hackett, 5'10", sophomore from Sunrise, Florida. Between Kevin Dort and Warner Pacific. And we're a little bit of a 12 game, but kind of as we were talking about in our first broadcast today, really the numbers don't mean a lot, especially once you get past the first round. Bulldogs back the other way. This is Atwater down court, passes it off, man open, but the shot was blocked from behind. It's a 10-5 game as St. Thomas on a 5-0 run. McPherson finds themselves down 5 here early. Here's Shivers, backs it up, and goes over to the left side after fumbling it for a moment. Crawford will get it. Now I'll give it to Atwater, who drives in. Shot partially blocked, and the rebound brought down by Sounds, and it will stay at the McPherson end.
Lacerda has checked back in, so the big 6'11" presence defensively for the Bobcats is back. So once you get the ball inside, McPherson's either going to have to make a move or maybe do a ball fake and then pass the ball off to a cutting teammate to get it inside.
11:30 to go before halftime. Kick outside, O'Sullivan drives, actually runs into one of the McPherson players. The ball goes to a St. Thomas player. And that's Everson Lacerda, the senior from Brazil, his first basket, and that cuts this deficit down to 2. Back the other way, shot off the glass, no good, rebounded by St. Thomas, and here come the Bobcats searching for the tie or the lead, and they may get the tie, as it looked like for a moment Lacerda might get that one to fall. It didn't quite knock down, but it will be 2 free throws coming up for the senior to try to tie this ball game.
And that was a pretty impressive hustle by Lacerda, 6'11", 260. And I mean, he was running right down the middle of the floor, the recipient of a nice pass, but just a little bit too far away to get that little over the front of the rim shot to drop. Will step to the line to shoot 2 shots.
After Chris Crawford committed his first foul. The other Sun Conference matchups today in this tournament, we mentioned Northwood is the #1 seed. They will play Marion out of Indiana at 5:45 Central Time, 6:45, of course, Eastern Standard Time. And then Warner will play at 1:45 Central Standard Time against Oregon Tech. You talk about a coast-to-coast matchup as Florida meets up with Oregon in that Gall game. And lead with 6:10 to go here in the first half. Very quick-moving first half, which the tournament committee should love, including us. We actually are a little bit behind again, but we're actually 10 minutes behind, which to us is about 2 hours ahead, the way this McPherson Bulldogs have scored, although Frazier has the bulk of those points at 13. But Reinhardt now puts his name in that book, and now a score the other way for St. Thomas as they now cut the lead to 1. Give that basket to Lacerda, who now has 6.
There for the three-pointer and goes out of bounds. Now then the Bobcats back on the attack, trailing 34-31.
Bounce pass to the free throw line, quick pass inside, and we're going to have a foul inside and more free throws coming up for St. Thomas. And I think it was, I couldn't tell if it was O'Sullivan or Hackett, but one of them had a really good look inside, and there was so many tall players in there. I wasn't really sure where he was throwing it, but where he was throwing it was low, but Everson Lacerda picked it up. He saw the pass coming and was in position to catch it and get in position for the free throws, which he misses the front end. That'll be foul number 2 on Dante Woods, and that is now the 16th foul on McPherson. So for the final 3:19 of the first half, both teams will be in the bonus.
6'11", Everson Lacerda. You'd think that the Bobcats would pound it in. Well, according to the stats here, Lacerda's only been to the line 66 times all year long. That tells me that most of his points, or most of his production comes off of offensive rebounds. They don't really work the ball into the great big guy inside, let him hit some free throws.
2-point McPherson lead, 1 and 2 free throws made by Lacerda to go before halftime. Ball inside, tipped away from just under 69% from the free throw line, and they missed the lead with 65 seconds to go before halftime. Hincapie in the front court. Gives the ball off to Davis. Cross court, O'Sullivan tries to get it inside. He does get it inside. Layup will be up and good. Nice finger roll by Lacerda. Gets the shot. He has 9, and we're down to 45 seconds to go, all tied up at 38.
Lacerda didn't even have to put the ball on the floor because there again at 6'11", those are the big long legs, one step and just roll the ball off the top of the rim off your fingers.
His feet are so big, we'd had to call a cab to get there. Here's a baseline jump shot, no good. Rebound by Frazier, gets it inside, and a foul will be called on Lacerda. And it'll be free throws coming up for McPherson. But what this does, it gives St. Thomas an opportunity here, because even though McPherson goes to the line, St. Thomas can take the last shot. They also have the arrow their way to start the second half. So we'll see how this will all pan out.
And that was the second foul on Lacerda. So with 25 seconds to go, you got to be careful if you're a Bobcat fan to not let your big man pick up your third foul.
Yeah. Clark Maloney electing not to take him out of the ball game, and I think it's because of the fact that they're assuming that they make the second free throw. They're going to go on offense. They do make the second free throw, as Reinhardt now has 4. But going on offense, he's going to take the chance that his player's not going to get into foul trouble, but he certainly is an offensive option. If that had been a player control foul or something, I think he'd have been out immediately for that very reason. Down to 23 seconds to go before halftime. Shot clock is off, 40-38. McPherson with the lead, St. Thomas with the basketball. The McPherson fans on their sideline hollering defense. Down to 13 seconds. In capping, into the corner, O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan loses the ball, picked up by McPherson, and there you go, the third foul called, and that's the chance you take. And Lacerda, incidental contact, but he just picked up his third foul.
And it was one of those situations 22 feet away from the basket, and Lacerda was trying to pick up.
Lob pass inside to Nesbitt, tipped away. Nice play by Frazier, and he gets the ball back. In transition, Frazier, one-handed layup, rolls in and out. And the board brought down by Lacerda. Outlet pass to made it, and that makes it a 4-point McPherson lead at 48-44. You know what's been interesting about this ball game is it's not been necessarily, there's been some great plays in this ball game, including one right there by Lacerda getting the pass and able to roll it in. But there's been some, there's been some nice three-point goals, a couple of good runs.
The way that the second round's going, he worked the late game last night, which ended at 12 midnight, and then had to turn right around and do the 8 o'clock game this morning.
Shot up and in. That's going to go for Everson Lacerda, who now has 13. He ties Aaron Frazier for the game-high score, and it's now St. Thomas 1-point lead, 49-48. Here's the ball in the corner by Frazier. Rebound, though, by Crawford. Jordan Crawford gets it back inside. Forcing it up is Chris Crawford. That one no good. Actually out of bounds off of St. Thomas, but a foul called on McPherson will give them the ball back. But Matt was doing play-by-play for that game, and I was helping him out, and I missed. Shivers drives the basket, kicks it back outside. Brunner on the drive. His one-handed layup, no good. Crashing the boards, had the board for a moment.
Went ahead and took one more dribble and come to the other side for a slashing layup.
Or if he had done that, Nesbitt, I think, may even become more open floor right now. Jordan Crawford for McPherson. And also on the floor right now with Lacerda for St. Thomas, as we're down to 8:45 to go.
But you made a key point there. Lacerda back in the ball game, so he can kind of control or patrol the lane in there and come up with some blocks.
Shivers, I thought he was playing on the road at West Palm or Miami Gardens.